So somebody nominated President Donald Trump for the Nobel Prize. It could be real, it might be bogus, who cares? All I can say is, what took you people so long? Think about all he's accomplished so far. The stock market, it's nuts. Bigger jobs numbers than expected. Illegal crossings are falling. And 7 new planets got discovered. Yeah! I mean, this guy's amazing. It kind of reminds me of a movie.
In a world where leaders moved slow, one man hit fast forward and changed our lives forever. Nude Man on a Nude Unicorn Looking Awesome Films present Donald Trump, Paul Ryan, and David Spade as Gus. Executive Action 4, 50 Days of Action. Rated MAG for Making America Great. Warning, scenes of gratuitous employment, border enforcement, and winning.
Winning. So, all right, hold your applause. Even better, Donald Trump's forcing sad comedians to lose weight, like Lena Dunham, who told Howard Stern that she stopped eating because of Donald Trump. Somewhere, a Twinkie breathes a sigh of relief. But Trump's also forcing other celebrities to eat more. Barbra Streisand tweets, Donald Trump is making me gain weight. I start the day with liquids. Who doesn't? But after the morning news, I eat pancakes smothered in maple syrup. Yes. Babs is getting fatter off the batter. I imagine her sticky, syrup-soaked fingers typing out those tweets on her phone. Her phone sticks to her hand. It's disgusting and arousing, and it's Trump's fault. But maybe Lena and Babs can join forces. Babs can binge and Lena can purge. But you got to hand it to Donald Trump. He really gets under the skin of people who get under your skin. So what else? What else has he done? Well, first month on the job, he cut illegal crossings in half. How often in life do you cut anything in half? If you're Michael Moore, never. You don't share. You don't split anything, not even a hoagie. Trump also reworked Obamacare and arranged for a summit with 60 countries to talk about ISIS. Plus, there are other things he might have missed. For example, he took time to feed a gremlin. Check this out. It's so adorable. There you go. Oh. And he taught a cat the shell game. You don't know how hard this is, but he was doing this in the morning. There you go. Yes, finally, he skydived without a parachute. He's there. That's him with Dobbs heading down. That's how they get to work. Anyway, so if anyone deserves the prize, it's Trump. He's already done more than Obama, yet Obama won it before he actually became president. That's weird. Fact is, the prize should be awarded not on how much the world loves you, but how much they fear you. So let's give Donald the prize, and while you're at it, put him up on Mount Rushmore right now. Seriously, how are those other guys up there and not Trump? I mean, Lincoln, he kept documents in his hat. It's just not right. And Jefferson, he had a bird named Dick. Lucky it wasn't the reverse. And Washington, I get it. He was our first president. But so what? It's easy being first. There are no predecessors, and that means no comparisons. But when you're the 45th, that's a lot to measure up to. And so far, Trump's not bad. The borders are more secure. Job numbers are up. Fuel pipelines are being built. Failing infrastructure is being addressed. Who knew Putin would be such a good president? Period. Hello, everybody. All right, let's welcome our guest. Let's welcome our guest. She's so bright, bats are terrified of her. It's Kennedy, host of Kennedy on Fox Business Network. He's sharper than a #2 pencil. He's the author of Up in the Air and a columnist at Harper's Magazine, the great Walter Kern. And she only eats unhappy meals. National Review reporter and Fox News contributor Kat Timpf. And finally, a hula hoop is his pinky ring. TNA wrestler and Fox News contributor Tyrus. All right. Start with you. I'm going to start with you, Walter, because you're a weirdo. You were one of the first people that said that you thought Trump was going to win. I remember this. What do you? It's 50 days, 51 days. Assess his performance so far. How do you feel? Is he doing? He's fulfilling his promises?
Yeah, he's fulfilling his promises. He's driving the media crazy.
Yes.
He's selling out our country to Russia, and yet I haven't noticed any change. You know, he's bringing jobs back from other countries that needed them more than we did. Yeah, I think he's doing fine. You know, we know everything about his phone calls to foreign leaders. We know, you know, when he gets in fights with people. He's the most transparent administration in history so far because all the spies are leaking everything that goes on.
Also, and he won't shut up about it. Like, you know exactly what he's thinking because he tweets it, Kennedy.
Yeah.
What's your take on this guy? I mean, there are some things that I disagree with, obviously, and I was very critical of him during the campaign, but there are other things that make me think, like, he actually means it, whereas before I didn't think he did, but he actually means this stuff.
No, it's really interesting because, you know, there are people on the left, congressional leaders like Charles Schumer, Chuck, as we like to call him here in the industry.
I call him Chuck.
Absolutely, and Nancy Pelosi. And they would have you believe that every decision he makes, every executive order that he signs, every cabinet member he nominates and has confirmed, it is the beginning of the end of the republic. And it's given them a lot of opportunity to cry wolf.
Right.
And they cry so much that they've actually lost their voices, I think, a little bit. And it's funny because, as Walter points out, he's doing exactly what he promised to do. And for people who are supporters, this is fantastic news. This is a fulfillment the likes of which his political allies have never seen. But for his detractors, he's doing exactly what he promised. And then in the end, you know, we'll see how this great experiment plays out. But so far, I would have to say that he has the edge.
I think so, Kat. You know what? This is what happens, when you don't drink. Trump doesn't drink, so you never have a hangover. So you get up in the morning, you get a lot of work done because you're not feeling miserable. You don't want to die every morning. And I don't think he's capable of doing nothing. It's like you couldn't see him lying on a beach or parasailing with Richard Branson. I don't think he's that kind of person.
No, he has to do things because, again, you know, I can't imagine what I could accomplish if I didn't drink. And I never will know because I always will. But obviously the idea, for example, of Trump being nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize is absurd, and anyone can nominate someone for that. But you know what's absurder is the fact that Obama actually won one preemptively. At that point, he'd done nothing except for maybe the swag with the peace sign for the O.
Yes.
So it's like liking peace signs makes you, you know, get a Nobel Peace Prize. They should just have helicopters just throwing them down at Fish concerts. Give them to everyone.
Tyrus, what is your take so far? I mean, he's acting pretty fast. Yesterday on the 5, I called him the FedEx president because he delivers his policies overnight, or promises. It's okay.
Listen, I'm trying really hard to respect the office.
Yeah.
And Trump, he's doing some things that he said he's going to do.
Yeah.
And for that, I commend him. But damn, the other stuff is just not needed, bro. Just, you're winning. You won.
I know what you mean.
Run the country. Don't get mad at 6 in the morning. And maybe he should have a damn drink, because at least he'd be like, look, I said that stuff about the wire times. I was hungover. I was faded. We was partying like it was 1990. You know how it is. Cool, bro. I've been there.
Yeah.
I called a woman once and yelled about not letting me see my kid, and I never even dated her. Like, that's what happens when you drink sometimes. Then I'd be like, cool, you know how Trump is when he gets that, but stop with the extra stuff. You put your whole cabinet, you put other people's credibility in a bind because you're fighting, you're trying to fight their unproven stuff. Look, they're saying fake stuff about me, so watch this.
Yeah.
But you're the president of the United States.
He could organize a congressional bowling trip, which some, you know, people who don't drink are always organizing activities because they need to.
Yes.
Okay, but I will
like
say
bowling.
this, for people who are attacking him, he understands the power of the presidency and the aura of the office so much better than his predecessor, which is surprising because Obama was such a celebrity, especially on the left. But what he didn't do, he didn't reach out to Republican senators senators and people in Congress and say, hey, man, you know, come in the Oval Office and let's hang out. He chastised a reporter for asking if he would have a drink with Mitch McConnell. And President Trump realizes that he has to take people who are his greatest detractors, people who attack him relentlessly, invite them into the Oval Office because they are powerless to that aura that they pipe in from, obviously, a Russian vodka distillery.
All right. Last word, Walter, to you. Imagine if there were jobs lost this month, the media would be in full-throated mockery, I would think, correct?
Right. But instead, there were jobs gained. The only problem is that the media doesn't realize it because they happen to be gained in places like Indiana, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, where the media never goes.
Yes, exactly.
So it's invisible.
It's
Flyover jobs.
Yeah, flyover jobs. They don't exist.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure, there weren't more jobs in magazines. Why should I care?
Exactly.